Welcome to Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Gayle Nowak. I'm your host, Wellness for All expert, leader, and communication and emotional wellness coach. The Wellness Universe is thrilled to bring you this inspiring interview series with our members as part of our Wellness for All program. We bring experiences like this to you because we believe happy, healthy, and healed humans leads to peace globally. Join us here on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and the fourth Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a 15-minute session filled with insightful interviews and practical wellness tips from top professionals in the wellness universe. Whether you're seeking inspiration or actionable advice to enhance your well-being, Wellness Quarters is your go-to destination for support on your journey to a healthier, happier life. This pay what you can donation-based program is supported by generous viewers like you. If you'd like to donate, you can do that now, after we're done, or anytime in the future using the link that I'll post in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. If you'd like to reach out to me about the show, I'll also provide my contact details in the chat. And at the end of the show, you'll see a pop-up to leave a rating and review. We're so grateful for yours as it helps Wellness Quarters reach more people seeking tools and practices to optimize their well-being. Today, we're speaking with Kathleen McPhillips about the inner journey. Kathleen is a multidimensional healer, Reiki master, yoga teacher, and spiritual life guide based in New York's Hudson Valley. With a heart for healing and a gift for guiding others through transformation, Kathleen also facilitates retreats and is the author of Adirondack Retreat, as well as a co-author in 2 Wellness Universe guides to complete self-care, the 25 Tools for Life and the 25 Tools for Transformation guides. When she's not supporting others on their path, you'll find her hiking, reading, writing, laughing, and spending time with her beloved family. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And I just want a quick hello to Anna and Leah. Thank you for joining. Hi, yeah, that's great. I'm glad we have some folks here live. So Kathleen, your
Yes.
work spans so many dimensions, literally and energetically. So can you share how you were called to this path of healing and spiritual guidance? What's your story around that?
Well, I've always been a seeker my entire life, even as a little girl. However, it was the path of yoga that really brought me on my own journey inward. And with everything that I learned on my own journey inward, I began to develop the skills to help everyone who came to me. And I realize now, looking back, that I've been helping people like almost my whole life on their own journey. And the most important thing that I learned is that the answers are within me. The guidance is within me. And so because I took, for 7 years, I did what's called Swadhyaya, which is intense self-study. Swadhyaya is a Sanskrit word for self-study. And because I did that so intensely for over 7 years, I have kind of honed all that down into programs where I can help people achieve that goal of knowing their inner guidance and knowing their true selves, without having to go off and live in the woods for 3 years by yourself and spend hours and hours in meditation. It's been very effective, and I love guiding people to themselves, because then they discover that they can love themselves and really honor themselves. And the greatest expression of self-love really is listening to your inner guidance and honoring that.
Yeah, beautiful. And I love that you said, we may want to spend some time in solitude to just hear ourselves think and reconnect with our heart, but it doesn't require sort of the hermit on the mountain that we might think of, right?
Right.
So
Right.
can you talk a little bit more about this inner journey? You know, you and I know what that means, but for maybe
Mhm.
for others who are tuning in where this might be a new concept for them, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does it sound like?
Well, it's like peeling away the layers of an onion, or I like to also call it a big ball of yarn, kind of
Mm,
unraveling all our beliefs, our expectations, our demands. Like, if my husband behaves this way, I'm going to have a good day. Things like that. It's really like unraveling this big ball of yarn to discover this gorgeous, beautiful illumination within you. And we don't realize that so much of what we think and so much of what we say and do is influenced externally. We're taking on the belief systems of our families, of the era we grew up in, and the influence of the media and all of that. And it's like just taking the time to like say, what rings true for me?
mm,
What feels right? And really paying attention to those moments when there's something within you saying no, and to honor that. Look, when I made that decision to move to the Adirondacks, I mean, some people thought I was nuts because I was leaving everything and everyone I knew to live up in this cabin in the woods, outside of town, to be alone and to heal myself, to heal my body, to heal my mind, to heal my life. And sitting there in the quiet of yourself and going within till you find this place of stillness and peace is where the clarity comes through.
mm.
When our mind is that busy, when our mind is busy and it's flooded with all kinds of information and everything, it clouds our spiritual mind. Let me put it that way. And even when I was living up there in the Adirondacks, the second year I was up there, I had to practice coming home more often because as I got closer and closer to the Hudson Valley, once I reached the Albany area, it was like I could feel this level of stress building up in me. It's because there was more cars. Everybody's moving fast. There were signs everywhere. There was this shopping center, that shopping center, all of that stuff. And it's like and it was overwhelming me, like
Yeah.
physically.
Hmm.
And that's when I realized how clear my mind was from that intense year of meditating for like a couple of hours a day. And but what it did was it gave me such clarity that I knew when something was going on at home with my family. I could I I I just began to know things, um,
Yeah.
like kind of like almost developing almost like a self a different psychic gifts began to show up. And this is something that we're all capable of. And what I think is happening right now in the world is that the frequency on the planet is changing. People are awakening, whether they're conscious of it or not. They're awakening to their gifts. And I don't think today you really have to spend hours and hours meditating like I did, on years. I mean, meditating.
Right.
Let's really reframe that. And uh, so today what began to happen was I began to know things. And I, like, somebody would come to me like, one of my friends said to me, I'm really in a panic. I think I'm going to fail that test. And I looked at her, I said, you're going to pass the test. You're going to pass it with flying colors. Just relax. And she did. So it's like all of a sudden, all these people started coming to me with these things. And I was just telling them what was going to happen, and it would happen. And this just comes from the clarity of the mind. It's about quieting the mind of the brain to allow your divine mind a voice.
Ooh, I love that. Allowing the divine mind a voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Anna says you got super tuned in, and I totally can resonate with what you're saying. We live in a noisy world.
Yes.
But not only that, we have a noisy world in here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and also, your soul, in my experience anyway, I think everybody's experience is unique to them. Your soul doesn't speak to you in the same way as what's happening outside, right? What's happening externally. And I think a lot of times it conflicts with the way our ego speaks to us.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Right?
That's the battle. That's the
Yeah.
battle. The battle of the thinking mind and the spiritual mind. That's the battle. So the more we can quiet the thinking mind, the more we empower the spiritual mind. And when you tap into that, it will never mislead you. It is your GPS through life. And life without that, I can't even imagine now without that. And so what happened was I began to study multidimensionality, and I've been a Reiki master since 2007. And all of these, now I'm working with ascended masters and angels, and it's such a beautiful blessing and gift in my life to have these gifts and to have these channels open to share with the people that seek my guidance and my healing work. And the other day I was doing a Reiki session on a woman, and all of a sudden this beautiful light came in with a beautiful rose in the center, and I just understood that this was Rose. So when she came out of her Reiki session and she was sitting up, I said, "Who's Rose?" And she looked at me and she got all teary-eyed. She goes, "It's my mother." And that's what it was. It was her mother came into the session, and it's the first time she ever experienced that. And she was very emotional, and just her heart was so full to know that her mother like tapped in to that session. And, to be able to bring those gifts to the people that need them. They always get something what they need. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned multidimensional healer, and I'm curious. I have a sense of what that means, but not totally. So, what does that mean? What does that mean to you, and what does that look like in your body of work?
We're all multidimensional. Okay. We have an energetic field. We have a chakra system. We have a physical body. We've got we've got a thinking mind. We've got a spiritual mind. We are very multidimensional. All of us are. And we have multiple systems in our body. And when I first began doing this work, I was tapping into clearing the auric field. That's what I usually do first and foremost is I bring in my guides and healers. And like I said, they're ascended masters and angels. And we clear the energetic field, we clear the chakra system, and people physically can feel it.
Yeah.
And sometimes their loved ones will come in because this is what my job is. My job is to be a clear channel. My job is to meditate on the people that are coming to me. My job is to treat my body as a holy temple, and to be a clear channel to the people that seek me out, and to just bring pure love into everything that I do, because ultimately that's what it's all about. It all
Yeah.
comes down to one thing, and that's love. To bring the love of the divine to you, to bring the light of the divine to you. And, so I feel very, very blessed, and I'm grateful for every moment of my journey. And my journey has not been easy, but that's how I've grown to be who I am today.
It just sounds so potent and powerful, but yet really gentle, and like you said, loving. Anna said early, sorry, was it Anna? Yeah, Anna said earlier, you're so loving and compassionate, and it's so clear that you do your work, your inner work, so that you can be that clear channel and bring that love and compassion forward, and it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So for anyone who's tuning in and they want to learn more about you and the work that you do, and they want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, you can reach me on my website, which is KathleenSMcPhillips.com, and also my Wellness Universe. I posted those in the chat earlier. And yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. And yes, definitely reach out to me, because I'm happy to. This is why I'm here. I was born to do this, to guide people to healing their own lives.
Thank you for doing that work. It's really needed right now. It's probably always really needed, right? But especially in today's world. And thank you so much for sharing a little bit of that work with us here today, and your time and your energy. And thanks to everyone joining us live and watching the replay. We'd love to see you for our next show on Tuesday, July 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time with Jean Boyce Dart for our show on transforming trauma with expressive arts. Until then, be well, everyone.
Thank you.